Fellas, welcome back to the MK MMA podcast, episode 17. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 16, which I posted yesterday. Just sorry that took me a little while to get that out to you guys. You know, me and my editor were just busy on our New Year's and just visiting friends and family. So I hope you guys had a good New Year's and Happy New Year's as well. But without further ado, welcome to episode 17. I hope you guys enjoyed having Joao on the pod last week, and since it did so well, I decided to have my friend Deer on the podcast as well. He was, nice enough to give me some of his time, and but without further ado, this is Deer. Deer, welcome, brother.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on here.
Of
Happy
course.
to be here. Excited to go ahead and get this started. Kind of like I was telling Reed, been a little bit out of the game with watching UFC, staying up with it consistently, but I'm really excited to kind of hop on here, talk a little bit about it, and thinks it'll be a good opportunity to have a reason to get back into it and start getting up all my UFC ball knowledge, and hopefully be able to come back on here with some more words of wisdom for all you guys.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm excited to have you on. Deer's actually like one of my pledge brothers from college, so known him for the past 4 years, going on to 5 now. So been a really good friend of mine. He we had like a group of like 8 of us back at college that were like UFC fans. So having you and like Dan and a couple other guys like helped me stick as a fan through college too. So shout out to you guys, because honestly, if like no one was fans in our pledge class, then like I don't know if I would even be doing this podcast at this point right now.
Yeah.
Because like you guys, especially when we lived at River Market, dude, like, and we just like always did the UFC watch parties, like every pay-per-view event. That was just the best for me, at least. That's like one of my core. Here, hold it like right there. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
And then, but yeah, that was like one of my favorite memories of like being UFC fans, just like doing the watch parties at our apartments and, having like 20 of the boys just watching and just having a good time.
No, I agree with you. And so far, about a year out of school, and you had an extra 6 months there without me getting some more of those watch parties. Yeah, being separated, not in college, makes it definitely a little bit tougher when it's not.
Here, keep it like to your mouth. Yeah, there you
Is
go.
it getting too
Yeah.
far away?
Yeah.
Sorry about
No,
that.
you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I was just saying it gets a little bit tougher, honestly, when you're separated from some of your buddies and whatnot. But yeah, definitely. Still, nonetheless, once you get separated, it will be really nice being able to still just text you. Hopefully, I'll be able to meet some of your buddies, other guys you've had on this podcast, and who knows, maybe start a little Snapchat or text messages community.
Yeah.
And stay in touch that way. Because watch parties, sadly, came to an end with college for me.
I know, yeah. That's one thing that sucks, is not having those watch parties anymore. Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's just get into it. I'll do like kind of some of the same segments I did with Joao, but like, we're gonna keep it more fresh as well. But dude, so like, who is like, it could be a friend or like it could be a fighter. Like what fighter and a friend or anyone who got you into like becoming a UFC fan in the first place?
So kind of a crazy pull here. So it was more just a video game when I was younger.
Hell,
it could have been
that's fire.
Could have been a Black Friday deal. I don't know. I had never watched UFC once in my life, but somehow found its way underneath the Christmas tree. And as a little kid, you're excited about whatever you get.
You got it as a present?
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's
got
fire.
UFC. So start checking it out and scrolling through. Obviously, made my way to the heavyweight first off. Got to go to the big boys.
Yeah.
Big boys. Gotta love it. So scrolling through there, kind of a poll from a while ago, but Big Country, Roy Nelson.
Okay.
He stood out to me. So had to rock with Roy Nelson.
Hell yeah.
And then, spent that whole Christmas going Muay Thai with Roy Nelson, kneeing my dad in the head. So kind of from there, just started keeping up with the video game, then watched a few pay-per-views and found my way checking in here and there and always kind of keeping up one way or another.
Nice. All right. Dude, that's great. Did you have was it UFC 2?
I think it was UFC 2, because then 3 was
because I don't
the one
remember
when I
Roy
got serious into it.
Gotcha.
And was playing a lot, but
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Dude, because I don't remember Roy Nelson UFC 3, and UFC 3 was the first game I got, and that's kind of how I became a fan as well. But also watching McGregor versus Cowboy back in 2019, I believe that was the year, and then COVID happened a little bit after that. And then McGregor and Dustin Poirier was carrying COVID, and we bought UFC 3. Me and my boys did. And then that was the only game we played all of COVID because, like, there was UFC Fight Island and, like, McGregor and Dustin Poirier were headlining, like, all the like those two big fights that they had during COVID, and me and my friends like would just rip UFC like nonstop. We would finish all of our homework for school at like by 11 a.m. and then everyone would come over here, and then we would just rip UFC 3 for like 7 hours. It was ridiculous. That's awesome. And we got like dangerously good at the game too. But then we started like playing like online guys. And those guys were way more fucked. Like, they were ridiculous, pulling, like, shit out of their ass. I did not understand it at all. And I was just getting KO'd after, like, left and right. But then I had some good wins, but, like, I don't know.
So I guess on the UFC video game topic, when you play, I absolutely love the game, but struggled. Are you a stand and bang, or were you able to get into some of the grappling and stuff?
So UFC 3, I got really good at the grappling. But then the grappling changed in UFC 4. A little bit, and I was like, dude, I'm not going to try to learn grappling again, because the only reason why I learned grappling in UFC 3 was because like people would try to wrestle you online if you weren't a good wrestler, and they would just like submit you and just like, or just like toy with you, you know. And and I just was just like, I'm not going to learn wrestling again on UFC 4. But, like, UFC 3 was definitely, like, my prime. I knew all the wrestling, like, how to get out of it. Also, like, when the submitting in UFC 3, like, how to, like, get out of it was way better than how to get out of the submissions in, like, UFC 4 and 5, in my opinion. So, yeah. What about you? Were you a stand and bang guy?
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say stand and bang, and that was kind of getting used to it. Like I said, I was just playing exhibition stuff with my dad and like little brother. Yeah. So household legend. Thought I was Billy Badass. Yeah, go to hop online, have a good old time, and then next thing you know, I'm just getting cranked and torqued around on the cam. Yeah, the online matchups are a little bit tough because if you go online to grapple, something's wrong with you. I don't know what the hell you're thinking if you're doing that. But.
Yeah. Dude, that's a crazy pull, though. Getting UFC under the Christmas tree and not knowing a thing or watching a thing about it and having that be your, like, introduction to UFC, that's pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Why I'm such a big UFC fan is because I was, like, a huge WWE nerd. I knew everything that there was to know about the WWE in the 2010s, and because that was like my childhood. Like WWE was literally my childhood for sure. Besides sports and playing sports with my boys growing up, but and I feel like UFC is like my closer to from WWE. So it's like I grew out of the fake wrestling and all that stuff, even though it's super entertaining. Yep. Like UFC just gave me that closure of just like, okay, this is just like it, but it's the real deal, and it's like, it's just badass.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny you say that because I wonder if there's a little bit of substance to that, because I am a similar story. Yeah, I was WWE all the way until one day I found out it was fake, and that still didn't stop me until eventually I'm like, I don't know about this, and then you somehow, whether it's SportsCenter or me a video game, you're like, oh, you can actually do this.
When you turn, like, keep the mic next to you because
sorry about that.
It'll lose it. Yeah, gotcha. No, you're good.
But yeah, I was gonna say, I think that is. I wonder for all the other people out there if that's a similar you guys see or not. WWE, is that a pipeline into the UFC?
Yeah, well, they teamed up. WWE and UFC teamed up together.
They did. I did not know that.
Yeah, I'm still. I haven't read that much about it. All I know is that they teamed up and they do like some promos together and whatnot. Like Michael Chandler did a promo calling out McGregor on the WWE like a while ago, like maybe a year ago it happened, or 8 months ago. So yeah, but they do like some promos together, but they like, I don't know what the partnership was, but it was, I don't know, but I gotta read more into it.
I'm curious to see how Dana White would deal with whoever runs the operations over there at WWE now. I wonder.
Well, Triple H runs it all.
He's
like the CEO.
He runs it?
Yeah,
okay, gotcha.
With that whole Vince McMahon thing that happened, like Triple H took it over, and Triple H, like, he's booming. Like, he's doing a great job with the WWE, and like the numbers are like as good as they've ever been, and like each event like tops the other one. Kind of like how Dana does with each UFC pay-per-view and each UFC New Year,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Gotcha.
But anyways, we can transfer off that a little bit, like from how you got into the UFC. Who's like your favorite fighter then?
So for me,
Or you can give me a couple too.
I was going to say, my all-time, not even close, standalone favorite's got to be Conor McGregor.
Boom.
Yeah, the notorious, the king. He's absolute best. Honestly, though, for me, this might be crazy to say here on a UFC podcast, but it's not even the fighting. Granted, that part of it's awesome.
Yeah.
What's the quote? Precision beats power,
God.
timing beats accuracy, something like that. Dude's just always on it with his striking. But, man, he is truly, I think, one of the best entertainers I've ever seen. Like, you can watch movies, people get scripts, and this guy just saying shit off the top of his noggin is quick-witted. I mean, just listening to the guy, he's outstanding.
It's actually crazy. Like, the way he rips promos, the way he, like you said, comes up with shit on the top of his head at press conferences, and the way he, like, would manifest about stuff and then actually do it in the ring, like, during his prime and during his rise to being double champ, the first double champ, I should add. Like, it's insane. He's the first guy to ever, like, be that type of guy, and now you see all these guys trying to act and fight like him, and like Ilya has the same tattoos as him, but I mean Ilya's backed up all of his shit, so I'll give him his respect there. But it's just crazy. Yeah, I totally agree.
As you're gonna say, and we were kind of mentioning that Ilya, that would probably be my current guy I love the most. Obviously stepping away for a little bit, so hopefully he makes a return here pretty soon. But yeah, there'll never be another Conor, though, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've hit on this, so apologies, but who are some of your guys? I know you're
we've hit on it a little bit. Joelle and I talked about it a little bit last week, but we didn't really talk about like my side of things. But I would, McGregor, obviously, Izzy, Israel Adesanya, John Jones. That's why I have these three right here. George St. Pierre, like that guy is awesome. I unfortunately didn't watch him while he was when he was in the UFC at the time, but watching all of his highlights, the way that everyone always speaks about him just like makes me think like he's just a god. Like, and so I'm like, damn, bro, I really, really wish I saw his run, and he was and also like his fights during against Matt Hughes, who was like a big grappler. Was that like watching those highlights were awesome. I wish I could have been there for those days, but it was a little bit before my time too. Like I was like probably, I don't know, I had to be like 8 to 12 years old, like 13 years old during his run. So like I definitely was probably not even allowed to watch it, but like my parents also didn't care what I watched, but I just never like came across it. That was during my WWE phase too. So, but those three, GSP, I loved Michael Chandler. I still love Michael Chandler, but he's just been so inactive because he's been wanting to fight McGregor, and he waited out for like 2 years or like 2.5 years, however long it was, and then he fought again. He fought Charles, but then it's been like another year gap because he's like wanting to fight McGregor at the White House, and so like that's it's just hard. Like I love guys that are active, and those guys were all active at the time, and then like I loved Chandler, and then he just went inactive, and then it's just like, damn, I just want to keep watching my same guy. But then when you're inactive, there's another guy that'll come in that I love, like Sugar Sean came in, and then and he's one of my favorite fighters too. And then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be like rooting way more for Sugar because he's super active, and like Chandler's just off on the bench waiting for McGregor, which I respect. That would be a huge payday. They did the Ultimate Fighter together and everything, but it's just the whole active and inactive thing for me for most parts. But those would be a few of my like favorite guys. I like Alexandre Pantoja too. He's a flyweight guy. If you don't know who he is, he was the flyweight champion, and he defended the belt like 4 times in a row. And then he fought about a month ago, and he threw a leg kick, and the guy grabbed his leg. It was like 30 seconds into the fight, tipped him over, and he went to like land on his arm to like catch his fall, and then he like dislocated his like elbow arm thing or whatever. Okay. I'm not a freaking medical guy, so don't fucking chirp me for that one. But the good news was it wasn't broken. He doesn't need surgery, or I think the surgery went really well, and he's gonna come back quicker than they expected. So I'm really excited to like see him fight relatively soon. So if that's one guy you need to look out for, I would watch him because he is the most well balanced fighter. He loves the ground game. He can finish you on the ground, but he can also finish you on the feet and is very comfortable on the feet if he has to be up there. So, yeah.
Okay. And yeah, that right there, that's why you got to have a Rito in your life, because like I said, I've been a little bit of a casual, gotten a little bit away from it, so I appreciate that. Keep an eye out for him. Does he have anything on the books coming up here soon?
Pantoja?
Yeah.
So, no, since like the injury just happened, he's going to probably be out for like 6 months or
something.
6
Okay, 6 months.
Yeah,
I didn't
so
know how long
say,
it was or whatnot.
But 6 months is not that long in the UFC because like they always – a lot of people only fight like 2 to 3 times a year, so that's like 6 months apart from each. Or if you do it 3 times, what's the math there? 4 times a week. I mean, sorry, 4 times a year, so – every 4 months. Jesus Christ. My math is long day of work. But yeah, so I'm excited to see him. He'll probably fight in like the summer, I would guess.
Awesome.
But yeah, so I guess expanding from there, talking about our favorite fighters and whatnot. And I guess talking about the Notorious, and I was talking about Chandler. There's been so many rumors about like them finally having their fight at the UFC White House. Do you think it will happen? Do you think Conor will come back to the octagon? And would you be excited to see that fight at the UFC White House if that were to happen?
Okay, so I'll take the second of those questions first. Okay. I would be to the moon, absolutely cursing aloud.
Yeah.
I would be fucking thrilled if Conor came back for one last hoorah, and it would have to be at the White House. I was going to say, what better way to go out? I mean, the greatest showman gets his curtain call. But in all honesty, to the first question, do I think it's going to happen? I don't know. At this point, he's became so famous and rich, and I mean, everybody can clearly tell the different mentality versus showing up as a Irish plumber just wanting to kick everybody's ass he comes in contact with. Now he's cruising around Greece in his Lambo yacht. So I don't know. It'll be tough for him to come back, but then at the same time too, it's probably pretty damn hard to say no to whatever crazy paycheck he would be having to say no to. Yeah. So I mean, how do you say no to what do those contracts even look like to Conor? 10, 20 million, something like that. It's got to be crazy.
Oh, the bag would be absolutely absurd for that Chandler and McGregor fight. I mean, it would have to be 8 figures easily.
I was gonna say you would think so, and maybe even get up into that a little bit. I don't know, especially because we've never seen anything like this. If they go to the White House, and I mean, this stage is going to be something the UFC's never seen before. So
yeah, exactly.
I don't even know if you can guess that number.
I feel like that's why the fight will happen because, like, dude, McGregor, I think if there's a reason for him to come back, because he doesn't have to, even though he has 2 fights left on his UFC contract, he doesn't have to come back to the UFC, but. I think that this is like a reason why he's in training right now. He's training. He's trying to come back. He's slimming down. He's back in the testing pool as well. So he's definitely off the roids because he was definitely roided up at that one point. Remember when he was like flexing and like at the bar and he was just like yoked. That was like a year and a half ago or 2. But I mean, like he's training. He's like with like a full team, like with like a full gym of people too. So it's good to see that he's not with like just him and like his coaches and that's it. Like he's with like actual other people that are training and whatnot. But I think that's a reason why it's going to happen. I think that's a reason. Well, John Jones came out of retirement after he retired for like 3 days because he's like, oh, I would love to fight at the UFC White House. Like he didn't want to fight Aspinall because he thinks it didn't add anything to his legacy and it wasn't a good reason for him to fight him because it didn't add anything. But then he's like fighting at the UFC White House. Now that's something that I will come back to fight for. And I think that goes the same for McGregor. And that's why I think the fight will happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Chandler's like the biggest American fighter. He loves the US. He loves the red, white, and blue. He stands for everything about it. And I think he's like really pushing for that fight to happen too.
I really do hope they can make it happen. I mean, God, you got to give the people what they want to see, especially for Conor. I mean, you got to think too for him. you know how he is too. He loves being in front of the camera. He loves being the talk of every sports media thing ever. What better way to put yourself back on the map? And I guess to add that, sorry to sidetrack here.
You're good.
If he does come back, one thing I really want to see is, I know he's kind of past his prime, but something close to that. I feel like he's shown up, and kind of how I alluded to, he's lost that mentality. You can tell, or it sure seems like it watching, that he's kind of showing up for that paycheck, maybe not going as hard in camp.
Yeah, maybe.
He's just, I don't know. If he is going to show up, make it happen. I hope he can go out with his head held high, and just finally show up and something to be proud of. Good way to go out. Sure. That's all I hope for from it, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. I totally agree. Hopefully, like, when he comes back, and honestly, I hope he beats Chandler too. Like, I really do. So, because he will get off that losing streak as well that he's on. Because I think he left the UFC on like a 2 or 3 fight losing streak, because he lost to Poirier twice and lost to Khabib. And so, like, him getting back in the W column, I think will give him a lot of more reason to, like, finish his UFC fight contract, because he'll have one more fight if he fights Chandler, and it would just be great for the sport. But yeah, like what you said, like, what better way for him to come and, like, be the face of the UFC again, or, you know, headline the UFC at the White House. Like, it's literally the freaking White House. Like,
yeah,
I would, if I was him, I'm doing that in a heartbeat, like, to go fight there, and doing everything I possibly can to, you know, make the weight, test negative in drug testing and all that stuff. So, man. But yeah, it's gonna be. I'm excited for the White House. So
yeah,
I can't wait to talk about that more in the future.
Everybody keep their fingers crossed, because even if it's not another fight, golly, I just want to see some more pressers with the boy. Get a few more laughs, because holy shit, man, that stuff is priceless.
Exactly, bro. All right, well, I want to show you my UFC fight record real quick before we talk about the UFC 324 card. So, UFC fight record, or MMA fight record, pop it up right here as usual. Still 19-11, because I haven't been able to, you know, there's been no fights, so I haven't been able to give you guys any fight predictions. There's been no boxing either, so I can't tell you guys anything. So, and we're not going to do any predictions for this episode, because I'm saving it for next week, but I just wanted to show Deer my fight record. And so this is what it looks like. It's just a funny photo of me just hammered, and then my record, and then my reach and everything. And that's what it is. So I'm 19-11, and then I, like, took, like, the whole bout and everything and put my logo on.
Look at the fighter profile from this guy. Pound for pound, #1 champ right there.
Oh God, dude. Yeah, if I ever got in a fight at a bar, I'm losing that 10 out of 10 times, because I'm just plastered like that every time. Okay,
we're on the topic of records and everything, and I'm not sure if we're going anywhere from this, but I have one, let's say, fantasy records prediction, and it'll never go as winner or loss, because we'll never know this. But back to Connor, if you guys can't tell, love him. If you got prime Connor to step into the ring with Khabib, just think, it's one chance away, like 1 second away, one inopportune time takedown attempt, and Khabib's drooling on the fucking mat. Like, he's out.
Yeah, dude.
So what do you think? Do you think he has a chance?
Oh yeah, 100%. And he went 4 rounds with Khabib when he fought him the first time, and, you know, Conor came off the Floyd Mayweather fight to come and fight Khabib. So, like, I don't think he was in, like, full. I mean, he definitely was, but he was definitely just out of his prime, because he did everything before that Floyd fight when he was in the UFC, did everything for the sport, and made a lot of what the UFC is today from that run he had. And then he went into boxing and got paid, like, I don't even know how much he got paid, probably like hundreds of millions of dollars from that. It was like, it was just ridiculous. And, you know, if I think he never did that fight and he stayed in his prime and went and fought Khabib, it could have been a different story, because the fact that he went 4 rounds with Khabib during Khabib's prime, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Part of me wants to say Conor just because I'm kind of delusional.
Yeah, me too.
But Khabib is like one of the greatest of all time, so I don't know. But I would like to say I would like to say McGregor though, just because he went 4 rounds with Khabib, and you could say McGregor. I think McGregor won 1 round of it, but a lot of people like to troll and say he won 2 or like he won 3 rounds. But I'm just gonna say McGregor honestly, just because like the distance he had and how he didn't let people take him down, and also the way he can just like find someone's chin with that straight left he has is absolutely ridiculous. So now that I'm talking about it more, I think McGregor.
Yeah,
what about you?
I'm 100%. Yeah, no, I'm team McGregor. I mean, obviously, there's a difference between Jose Aldo and Khabib, but Aldo was pretty untouchable when Conor put him to sleep in 5 seconds. So
yeah,
I don't know. There's no reason to live in fantasy world, but that is always my what if.
That was during Jose. That was during Jose's prime, and he's like Jose's like probably or. I mean, people like this. I don't think he's the greatest featherweight of all time, but he's definitely like top 2 or top 3. I think it's Volkanovski who's the best featherweight of all time. But I mean, at that time, Jose Aldo was the best featherweight of all time, and Conor slumped him in 7 seconds.
It's unreal. Yeah, because I wasn't like a big fan at that time, so I didn't know how good Jose was.
Yeah.
Firsthand, I just hear all of what he was made out to be at this time period, and I just love seeing the flashbacks and the highlights leading up to the fight, because obviously 5-10 second knockout, that's amazing, but I think it was more amazing how defeated Jose was before he even showed up at that fight. Like he didn't even speak English, but I mean, somehow Conor found his way.
He got it in his dome somehow.
In his head.
Yeah.
And it was just like that guy didn't stand a chance.
Like
so,
if I'm the translator, I'm not telling Jose anything. Shoot.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all good, man. Here, we can just ditch it off to the side real quick. Oops. And then, but yeah, like the fact that he just did that to Jose, like I wouldn't tell Jose anything that McGregor was saying that whole time, bro.
No, sir. I was gonna say, his translator definitely didn't do him any favors there. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
Sorry about that technical difficulty.
It's all good, dude. It's all good. All right, we can close out that segment, and then we can talk about UFC 324 for a quick second.
Absolutely.
What's like your favorite fight of this card so far? I know like you're getting back into it, and but like it's so stacked. You got Justin Gaethje versus Patty. You got Kayla versus Amanda Nunes. You got Sugar Sean on the card. That's not even a co-main event. You got Derek Lewis. Like that's awes't. Like what are you looking forward to the most?
I think for me, kind of a pretty general pick, but just the main card, Gaethje, Patty. I'm pretty excited to see. Anytime you get a BMF in there's always bound to be some fireworks. And then
sure.
Honestly too, me personally, I'm not the biggest Patty fan, but another one of those kind of entertaining guys. You always kind of want to see what's going on with them.
Yeah.
You're kind of invested in.
For sure.
I don't even know if I want, in this case, I definitely want him to lose because I love Gaethje, but I don't know. He's one of those guys that gets me so invested in his fights, and for some reason I always have to watch him, and I don't know why. But, yeah, super excited for that one. And then also really excited for that O'Malley fight. I'm a big fan of his and haven't seen a lot from his opponent either. So, from what I can see, he seems to be pretty badass, and I'm missing out. So, kind of excited to see what this guy's made of as well.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, for me personally, I'm excited to see Derek Lewis fight because like he's number 8 fighting number 5. Don't know that much about Waldo. I know a little bit about him, but like it's just gonna be a insane. I think that's gonna be a big heavyweight fight, obviously, and Derek Lewis wins. He's a top 5 ranked fighter, and he's gonna be belt chasing. Like he's 1 or 2 fights away, depending on who he fights after that fight if he wins, like to like fight for the belt, and I think everyone would love that. So hopefully that happens. Sugar Sean, I hope he gets back in the W column and beats Song Yudong, and then can have that rematch against Peter Yan, because that's a very controversial fight that happened there. If you don't know what happened, like Peter Yan fought Sean O'Malley back in 2023 or 2022, during that time, and people thought Peter Yan got robbed. Like, he beat him all 3 rounds, and Sugar Sean won by a split decision, and it was like super controversial. So it would be sick to see Sean O'Malley win and then have him fight Peter Yan for the belt again when things unravel there. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see Amanda Nunes out of retirement versus Kayla Harrison, because Amanda Nunes is the women's GOAT, and Kayla Harrison's has that potential to be the women's GOAT as well. So that's gonna be sick too.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was gonna say no early indication, but as of right now, I'm sure there's a few more things you'll probably look into.
Mm-hmm.
Is there? I don't know. Do you have any preference in that fight right now, old versus new?
Yeah, I think it's hard for people when they are in retirement to come out of retirement and then fight. I think Kayla will win that fight. It just depends how well Amanda defends the takedown from Kayla, because Kayla's a dangerous grappler, and if she can get Amanda on the ground, I think Kayla will just dominate or take over at least. So I mean, if Amanda. If her conditioning's there and it's well, and her takedown defense is decent, then, or at least her grappling's decent, to get out of her holding Amanda down and whatever, I think that Amanda can win the fight. But I just think Kayla's in her prime, super dominant, super strong as well. So we'll see how it goes, but I think Kayla takes it home.
Okay. Yeah. I'm curious. That's another one. I'm excited to see Amanda Nunes. I wouldn't recognize a lot of female UFC fighter names, but obviously that one jumps right off the page. So I'm going to be rooting for her, but also very excited to see what this new potential, female GOAT has in store. So it'd be pretty cool kind of getting to check that out. Anytime you have a GOAT in the mix, you always got to tune in.
For sure, man. And then, but I want to save all that for, next week to give you guys a good taste of that. So I guess we can just cut it off from there, but I want to show you one more thing that I got is the MK pound for pound rankings. So you can pop that up right here, right now. And I'll just show you a picture of that. It's the same as last week. It's been the same thing since UFC 323. So this is who I got right now. If you want to take a look, it's just Islam at 1, Ilya at 2, Pereira at 3, Hamzat at 4, Peter Yan at 5, Volk at 6, Tom at 7, Merab at 8, Pantoja at 9, Josh Van, who's the flyweight champion that hurt Pantoja's arm, he's at 10, and then JDM 11, DDP 12, Max Holloway 13, Shavkat 14, Armin at 15. So,
okay, gotcha. Any how long do you say this has been your pound for pound?
For the past couple weeks now, I would say 3 weeks, or whenever the date was for UFC 323. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Is there any rumblings
any
on this list, or
horses?
any movement you feel coming in the near future?
Well, yeah. So who has upcoming fights? Volkanovski has upcoming fight.
Who's he got?
He's fighting Diego Lopez.
Okay.
Do you know Diego?
Yeah,
Diego
I was
Lopez?
gonna say I know that. That'll be a badass fight.
Yeah, they fought before. Volk beat him by a decision, and so that was an awesome fight. I loved it. Diego Lopez is one of my a big fighter I root for, so I guess you can call him one of my favorites currently in the UFC. But I'm still cheering for Volk since he's one of my favorites of all time. And who else has an upcoming fight? Oh, Max Holloway is fighting Charles Oliveira soon. I think that's at UFC 326. So that would be pretty sweet to see. They're fighting for the BMF belt. Max Holloway holds the BMF belt right now. They're fighting Charles.
That's an awesome fight right there.
It's gonna be insane.
Because honestly, how many do you think Charles has left?
Man, that's a good question.
I call him Charles Oliveira, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he. I don't know how many he has left, man. He's fought so many times.
He is older, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
And then, but I know he's talked about how he's not looking to retire, so he probably has like a good amount. Probably
Gotcha.
one more title run. He probably has one more lightweight title run, and then I think he'll be done. But you know, he could be around for one more year, 2 more years, or even 3 more years in that span, I think. So it just depends how many fights he has or does each year. Like, say if he does like 3 fights this year, then his time span could shorten. But
Gotcha.
also just depends if he's winning or losing those fights too. So, but yeah, he's definitely like limited for sure right now.
Okay.
But yeah, so we can close out that segment right there. But man, other than that, I don't got that much else to say. Do you got any last second notes?
I really don't. I just want to say, first off, thank you so much for having me on here.
Yeah. Happy to have you, dude.
I actually had a really good time. I was kind of telling him before I came on here, it's been such a long time since I was really keeping up on it, so I was a little nervous. But, it felt really good to kind of just chat about UFC. Kind of like I said, it's not as fun when you're just doing it by yourself. So
Exactly.
it's been nice kind of just to talk shop about it. And, look forward to hopefully really good fights on, 24th coming up here, 2 weeks,
January
something like that.
24th,
So that'll be badass. And maybe we'll be able to do some reflecting and maybe hop back on here.
Yeah, dude.
Another time here in the near future.
Yeah, you're welcome to come back on anytime. I've been looking for, guest or hopefully a future co-host from anyone that's wanting to do podcasting. But it's great to have my friends on. I enjoy it so much. So thank you so much for hopping on, saving me some content here. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. I hope you guys liked me having Deer on the pod. I know you guys liked having Joelle on the podcast last week. I want to keep doing more of these special guest episodes. I think they're super fun. Gives me a lot of more happiness to do this type of stuff, because getting my friends on here and talking about it is just like the most fun part of this job. So, or hobby, whatever. I'm not getting fucking paid yet, so it's not
a job yet.
Yeah,
not a job yet.
Hopefully it becomes a job. All right, yeah. But with that being said, boys, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, ring that damn bell. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Hope you liked episode 17. With that being said, that's it, fellas. Peace.